Hey, we're Hasani and Danielle, and you're watching Marriage Intervention, where we answer all of your questions concerning infidelity.
Let's jump right into these questions, Hasani. Our first call-in question from Thomas is right here.
My wife says she forgives me, but she doesn't respect me anymore. How do you build respect after infidelity?
Yeah, that's a powerful one. Would you say that a lot of couples struggle with this, like the respect issue?
Yeah.
Because number one, the act in itself was very disrespectful. What I find is that typically when a disrespectful act like this occurs, it creates so much pain, hurt, and brokenness in the betrayed spouse.
Yeah.
And as a consequence, that pain, hurt, and brokenness is then projected back onto the offender. But the fact is, there had to have been some brokenness within them that caused them to do it in the first place. And so during this season, like with the discovery phase, it's the most volatile phase, the most emotionally unstable phase. We call it, in terms of marital patterns, this is what we would call the sufferer marital pattern. And there's this constant back and forth, tit for tat, low intensity warfare where they're constantly engaging in battle with each other. It's very disrespectful. So the question is, how do you recover? How do you regain that level of respect? There's a couple things that I'm thinking of that can be done. Number one, you have to get to a place where you stop trying to convince your spouse and start becoming consistent. I think oftentimes when people are trying to do the right thing, they did something right and then they want to be celebrated and acknowledged. They want a cookie, they want a trophy for it. But it's not about doing the right thing one time. It's about being consistent in it, because trust is gained over time, not in a moment of clarity, not because you did something that won your spouse over in the moment. It doesn't work that way. I think the other thing is you have to establish emotional strength. Like, it's good to show remorse, and it's essential to show remorse, but you don't want to become a sorry man. You want to become a safe man. Like, I know a lot of people who feel like if I show all of this emotion and my heart is bleeding and I'm constantly crying and every time you're triggered, I'm triggered. And now the hurt spouse has to protect and cover and edify and build up the former offender. Like, wait a minute, I'm the one who's broken. I need you to be strong. Your strength will allow me to regain respect for you. And I think that that's one of the dynamics that a lot of people suffer from in relationships as well.
What you said, every time I'm sad, you're sad. That is something that I hear as a major complaint, because it's like, now you're hijacking my journey, right? Like, I'm the offended one, and now you've become sad and sorry about what you're doing. You're right. That person who did the offending needs to prove strength. And you can't do that by begging for respect. You don't get respect by saying that you're sorry. You get respect by showing consistency, by, being transparent, by creating new patterns for the hurt partner to trust in. So, to answer the question of this person who's saying, like, she no longer respects you, well, then earn the respect. We talk about trust is lost in buckets and gained in drops. It's the same thing with respect. Like, if you put the work in and prove to her that you are somebody worth respecting, she can't do anything but acknowledge the respect that you've earned. Yeah. And that's a big thing. A lot of times you go from being this highly respected person, not just in your relationship, but you're respected, that your people at your job respect you, your friends and family and community respect you, and then you step into infidelity and you lose all this face in your household. That is another strong point of contention for women, to be married to someone who has all this respect and accolade in the streets, right? But at home, zero respect. And I could see him maybe feeling that way. Like, you know what? I said I'm sorry. I'm doing the work and she no longer respects me, but all these other people out here still respect me. And the issue is that all the people out here in the streets that respect you didn't have to endure complete and total betrayal. Yeah. Trust and believe. Betray them, you'll lose respect. So my response is to, do the work to create the patterns that will earn you the respect that you desire. Don't beg for it.
And a part of that work, Danielle, really is developing your personal integrity at the end of the day, because integrity is who you are and how you show up when no one's looking. And to your point, there are many people who are public successes and private failures. So they give one image in front of the world, as if that's who they really are, but then their spouse experiences something completely different. And I can't trust you if I don't see any change within you. And a part of that personal development and integrity building is really, just to being honest, developing your relationship with God. Like when you become submitted to a higher authority and when you begin to make internal change, spiritually connecting to your creator, now I can begin to trust you. Not that I trust you, but I trust the God that exists within you. And I'm not talking about religion. I'm not talking about just going to church and engaging in religious traditions. I'm talking about real relationship where you submit your heart and you submit your life to a creator who you are held accountable to. And there's a new standard by which you live your life. I think in that process, trust can slowly but surely be restored.